Howdy guys, Mac, Double Tap. So we're going to do a quick unboxing. I actually intended on doing the unboxing as a true unboxing, and then I got a little long in the tooth and I cut myself out 25-minute video, and that's just way too much for an unboxing video, so I'm going to try and narrow that down. So today we are going to talk about the Arken EP4. This is an ED glass, first focal plane. 50 BMG rated 34 millimeter tube, custom scope at $550. This is a brand new company. They are not somebody else rebranded. They are veteran owned, veteran operated, right here in the United States. They are building some quality glass. So I had my first chance to look through a Arken scope about 2 weeks ago. There was a guy that had one at the range, and I was like, man, is that a Vortex? He says, no, it's an Arken. And I was like, well, what the hell is an Arken? And so I dropped down behind it, and the first thing, and this was a 4-14, 44 millimeter first focal plane mill scope, and I was like, wow, that is clear. And he's like, yeah, I paid $350 for this. It's like, he did, like, no way. And he's like, yeah, $350 scope on our website, go look. So I get there and I look, and they have 2 scopes, and they're about to have 3, but at the time that we're doing this one, they had 2, and they're doing what they do right. I gotta tell you, immediate out of the box and literally just unboxed is these things are amazing in quality, quite honestly. They are very, very comparable to their $1,000, $1,500 counterparts. This is a 34 millimeter tube, first focal plane. Now, if you do not know what a first focal plane is, let me explain. Let me start with second focal plane. Most of the scopes, if you don't know what I'm talking about, 99% of the scopes you've ever looked through have been second focal plane. What that means is the reticle, or the crosshairs inside the scope, no matter what magnification you have the scope on, the crosshairs look the same size. So if you have a set of mill dots on there, your mill dots are only accurate for ranging and holdovers and unders and leads at maximum magnification. So if you have a first focal plane scope, the reticle is etched into glass. Therefore, so when you twist, and I apologize for the hurt elephants upstairs, when you switch from, in this case, 4 to 16 power, the reticle magnifies as well. Now, for your average hunter, you don't want a first focal plane scope. Second focal plane is fine. Honest to God, if you have anything with mill dots on it and you're not running a first focal plane scope, you're wasting your time, because you only have mills at maximum magnification. And I don't know if a lot of, and I've seen this eat people on the range countless times. Go to the range, or I'll go to a public range, and people will be like, I don't understand, that says, no dude, you gotta have it on full, you have to have it up on full magnification for that to work. But with first focal plane scope, you don't. Now, the reticle, and these guys' reticle, which I'm not even exactly sure what to call their reticle. Let me look on their website real quick. If they have a name for it. It may be the EP4 reticle, as far as I know. They just don't have a name for it. The reticle is very unique. It has the Christmas tree on the bottom. As you know, most of these long range, high quality scopes have went to. It is in true mills. It's an emerald scope, but it is, there's not much in the way of hold over, or actually if you would be holding under. There's actually a ranging device there that I spoke with Mike. They're both named Mike, and I don't, honest to God, can't tell you if I was talking to the owner or the marketing manager. But I was talking to one of them, and that is a very unique ranging system that is based on NATO standards, height, and shoulder width. So you put the crosshairs, and I'm going to put this up on the screen, obviously. It's probably up on the screen. So you put the crosshairs on the feet of your target, and then on their head it says 300, 400, 500, 600, 700. Hey, it tell you what they're, how far out away they are. Excuse me. Now, I was in an argument on Facebook about this, who needs to range people with a scope? There's a lot of people that need to range people with a scope. Just because you don't doesn't mean nobody does. And this is a professional scope. Now, back to Mills versus MRAD versus MOA. So, an Americanized scope will have mil dots and an MOA turret. So, the turret moves the crosshairs via minute of angle. You'll see each one's quarter inch at 100 yards, half inch at 100 yards, eighth inch at 100 yards, whatever it is. This will be 10 clicks per inch at 100 yards. That's rounded. It's not exactly what it is. This is not education on the difference between minute of angle and Mills and MRAD and all that. So, back to the scope. This is what we're here for an unboxing. This thing is stout. First thing when I picked it up, and I get a lot of people that send me inexpensive optics to try. No, this is amazing. Really glad the elephants are upstairs right now. So, the first thing I noticed is these turrets. They feel just like my Smiths. They are very positive. There's no wiggle in them whatsoever. I mean, you're seeing the scope move. There is no wiggle in the turrets until it moves. This thing is rated up to 50 BMG. They have video on their website, arkenoptics.com, where you can see it on a 50. It is got a parallax adjustment here on the left side of the scope. First thing I notice I don't like, there's no predetermined yardages on here. And I'll tell you the only reason I say I like that idea. It's because if I'm like set up at 100 yards and I've got it parallaxed in at 100 yards, and then all of a sudden, poof, I need to make a 500-yard shot, I want to be able to reach up and jerk that over to about 500 and then fine focus it. With this, you kind of got to look at it and bring it up because you don't know where 500 is. Not a big gripe, just first thing I see. I'd like to give you guys my honest opinion. There's your eye lens focusing. Now, this has a zero stop, which you have this handy dandy Allen wrench. Once you get the scope zeroed, you basically bring it back to where zero is. And so you bring it back to zero, you go back to right, go down there and tighten this top one up, and then put it back to zero. And it'll hard stop there, wherever your zero is. Now, one of the things I really like is, man, how these lines line up with zero. I get tired of scopes. I have a $1,500 scope back there. I promise you that the hash marks don't line up, and it drives me insane. So here it is, Arken Optics. Check them out. Links down in the description. Arken Optics USA is where you go to buy these. Right now they have 3 scopes. When I say right now, here in a week they'll have 3 scopes. So right now, at this moment, they have 2. Here in a week, they're going to have 3. They have the 4-14 by 44 millimeter, 30 millimeter tube. That's the first scope I looked through. Beautiful glass. They have this one. This is the 4-16 power by 50 millimeter objective. 34mm tube. And then they have a 6 to 24 power by 50 34mm tube that's going to be released here any day. Let me tell you guys, this is a $1,500 scope that you can go buy for $550. It's not going to be that way for long. It's not. You're going to be looking any day. I mean, I guarantee you within a year. This is Viper class scope. This is HD glass. It may even be, and I'll get it side by side with a razor, but and do some looking at long distances and kind of see. But it really is. This is at least Viper class scope for half the money. And if it does compare with the razor, now you're looking at, I mean, because, you know, these guys boast on this HD optics. So if this is razor quality optics, now you're looking at a quarter or less. It's really worth checking them out. ArkenOptics.com, Arken Optics USA is where you buy. Why they have two different websites, I'm not sure, but maybe that's not on purpose. They are a definite going to be a very quick player in the game. Now's your chance to get in for cheap. I mean, seriously, to be able to pick up a scope of this quality for $550, man. Appreciate you guys watching. Like, share, and subscribe. Check out the tailgate review on the Arken EP4, and it will be coming as soon as the mount gets here. I don't have a 34mm mount that I don't have glass in, so I had to order one. So I've got 34mm come. Now I'm not going to for tracking. I'm going to put this on an AR-15. I'm going to put it on my my recon rifle inspired build. Or on the Mark 12 inspired, one or the other, and that's what I'm going to check it for tracking with, and then we're going to take it and we're going to strap it to, you know, some big bores, and we're going to do some shock tests, and I mean, we're going to test it, but, you know, I'm going to make sure. This is such a beautiful finish. I'm not going to throw. You guys have seen me throw countless scopes on the ground. I'm not going to throw this scope on the ground. What I am going to do is bolt it to a rifle, and I'm going to pound the buttstock of that rifle on the bed of a truck. Now, you guys have seen me do that too. There's a difference between scopes I'd like to keep looking nice and scopes that they send me, and I plan on destroying them. Now, if this doesn't hold a 0 for that, then we're going to throw it on the ground. Because, I mean, at some point, if it won't do what it's supposed to do, but I am going to simulate every bit of 50 caliber plus recoil. You guys have seen me do it. Just start slamming the stock of the truck into the tailgate or into the ground and get ultra recoil, which honestly, that tests the mount as much as it tests the optic. But so great option. I appreciate you guys watching. Like, share, subscribe. Check out Arken Optics in the description. Daily2a.com. We got them there too. Appreciate you guys watching. Have a good day.